Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 5:30 news starts right now in high definition.
Thanks for joining this early joint broadcast of KRTV and KXLH before Thursday Night Football. I'm Shannon Newth.
And I'm Tim McGonigal. A complaint alleging that Governor Steve Bullock's 2012 campaign illegally coordinated with other groups has been dismissed. State Political Practices Commissioner Jonathan Modell dismissed the complaint on Wednesday and released his decision today. The complaint, filed by James Pennington of Billings in March of 2013, said groups that spent millions of dollars to promote Bullock's election used the same campaign consultant as Bullock. Pennington said that's illegal coordination and that the groups essentially made illegal contributions to the Bullock campaign. The group includes the Montana AFL-CIO, Planned Parenthood, and Montana Conservation Voters. Modell said the fact that Bullock and the groups supporting him used the same consultant does not prove coordination. He said more direct documented proof is needed. More details on the ruling are on our website, and there you can also find Mike Dennison's full report. In court news, a 6-year sentence for the theft from the Cathedral of St. Helena. That sentence was handed down today by District Judge James Reynolds to Gary Bristol. The 18-year-old pled guilty back in June. Bristol was arrested for stealing a donation box and a silver bowl from the cathedral in January. He was also accused of urinating in the house of worship and writing obscenities in a prayer book. Judge James Reynolds gave Bristol a 6-year deferred sentence, ordered him to pay $5,000 restitution, and to report to the Department of Corrections boot camp next week. The maximum sentence for felony theft is 10 years in prison. Judge Reynolds told Bristol that he was moved by a letter from Bishop George Leo Thomas to the court, asking that Bristol be given the chance to become a good member of the community. Well, Pope Francis made history today with an address to Congress. The Pope touched on a variety of topics, including the death penalty, climate change, and immigration. Senator John Tester was part of the congressional escort for the Pope. Tester called the procession in and out of the House chamber respectful, and he said the Pope's address was amazing, timely, and well constructed.
I think it made the folks that at least were sitting in that chamber look inside to see what we can start doing better, mainly working together to solve some of the big issues that are facing this country and giving opportunity to people.
Pope is now in New York. Well, he'll visit the September 11th memorial. He's also scheduled to say Mass at the Madison Square Garden before embarking on a final leg of his journey to Philadelphia. From luxurious Lamborghinis to trendy Land Rovers, high-end top-dollar cars and trucks are sporting Montana license plates, but their wheels have never touched a Big Sky State road in order to avoid a sales tax. As we told you about yesterday, Minnesota officials are cracking down on a tax evasion scheme that has cost that state about $1 million in order to avoid paying a sales tax on vehicles like a pricey Porsche 911. Buyers can contract with firms who open limited liability companies, or LLCs, in Montana. Under a Montana LLC, out-of-state drivers can register their cars here and drive them there.
The registration and titling is just like anybody else, just like you or I going to the county and paying for our vehicle fees. They get a registration and a title and a set of plates.
This practice has been going on for about a decade now, with registrations made in just about every county in Montana, especially counties that don't charge local option taxes. Law enforcement agencies across the state are among the many groups receiving more than $2.5 million in grants from the Montana Department of Transportation. Great Falls Police Department is getting $15,000 for its STEP program, which funds overtime patrols and equipment purchases for enforcement of seatbelt and impaired driving laws. The Cascade City County Health Department is receiving $35,000 for its Buckle Up Montana coalition. Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office and the Helena Police are getting a combined $42,500 in grants. A portion of that money will go towards their STEP programs and within the city limits. A portion of that money will go towards another new radar speed sign.
The city recently installed 3 of those signs, one on Villard Avenue, another on Benton by Carroll College, and a third on Boulder Avenue by Bryant Elementary. Helena Police Assistant Chief Steve Hagan says the grant will pay for 1 more radar sign, which are put into problem areas to help drivers realize when they're going too fast.
We could sit every day and write speeding tickets day after day after day. If that's all we're doing, we're not fixing the problem. All we're doing is just making people pay for speeding. You want to fix the problem, so what we had to do is take the next step, which in this case was the radar signs.
The grants are part of the MDT's Vision Zero campaign, which looks to eliminate deaths and serious injuries on Montana roads.
Medical personnel are speaking out about a matter of the heart, chest pain, pressure, sudden weakness.